this. I'll go through some teams here. You tell me if they're better than the Steelers or if the Steelers are better than them.
Thank you, Folsey. I like this exercise, and I'm excited for it.
The 4-3 New York Jets, are they better than the Steelers?
I'm going to still say the Steelers are a little bit better.
Yes, Folsey, they're better than the Steelers.
Oof. The 4-3 Cleveland Browns.
Steelers beat them. At this point, I'm going to say Steelers a little better.
No, Folsey, they're not better than the Steelers.
The 3-4 Houston Texans.
No, they are not better than the Steelers. They're on a little bit of a skid since they played the Steelers. My God, they've lost to the Falcons and the Panthers since then. They stink.
Stroud's come down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
The 3-5 Indianapolis Colts.
No,
that's the worst defensive team in the AFC. But thank you for asking. Here's all you need to know about them. Denver gave up 70 points in a game, and yet Indy has given up more points on the season in the same amount of games. That's all you need to know, Folsey. They're not better than the Steelers. No.
The 3-5 Tennessee Titans.
Why do you ask, Folsey? We just saw them beat the Titans.
Now, I'll factor in this where these games played at, too. I think if Tennessee played the Steelers at home, they probably win the game.
You think they're better than the Steelers?
Might be the better team. If they play the Jets in that rocket ship in New Jersey, they might be the better team. I think home field definitely is some factor in there.
I don't think Tennessee's better than. I think the Steelers are better than Tennessee. Do you, Ron?
Just said it. Depends where the game's played. You argued that you think that Levis could be better than Pickett. You at least thought that. That's a pretty significant element to being the better team. And if they're playing at home,
Are you throwing the caveat at home or on the road here, Folsey, or are you just saying the better team?
The better
at a neutral site. At a neutral site, who's the better team?
Caveat.
Yeah. Neutral site, better team. Titans, Steelers.
I'd probably say Steelers.
Neutral site, better team. Steelers, Chargers.
I'm going to say Chargers despite their history of losing games.
I'm going to say Steelers are better than the Chargers.
So how many teams did you guys actually say were better than the Steelers? Were you keeping track at all? Because I certainly was not, and I probably should have been.
Yeah, that's
not
normally
many.
What you do.
Not many.
How many teams did I say were better than the Steelers?
Yeah, you said the Jets were.
I
said just the Jets of the teams you mentioned.
Just the Jets.
Yes.
I think I said just the Chargers.
So that puts them in the playoffs then, theoretically. I mean,
No,
I
it
didn't
doesn't,
mention the
Folsey.
Bengals. They're
You
4-3.
You didn't mention the Bengals. That's a
Well,
very
I'm gonna say
important
the
caveat
Bengals and the
because you also
Ravens.
didn't mention the Bills. So
And
if
the
I think the
Bills.
Bills, Jets, and Bengals are all better and the Ravens win the division, the Steelers are SOL.
What's SOL stand for?
Sugar out of luck. Right?
Yeah.
That's a very good point by you, Joe.
Thank you, Folsey.
Up Sugar Creek.
Up Sugar Creek. Yeah. Wait a second. The path to the playoffs is still not like Dolphins and Bills are in. Do you think so? I don't think the Bills are in, actually.
Not necessarily.
I don't think the Bills are in. The Dolphins are. But the Bills are going to be tough to beat.
Are they both going to get to 10 games, 10 wins?
The Bills have a tough schedule. It's hard for me to imagine the Bills missing the playoffs.
I know, it is.
I'm going to call for Dolphins and Bills from the AFC East. You guys?
Okay.
Yes.
The AFC South is one team, Jacksonville, I believe, and I think the AFC West is one team. Is that fair?
Kansas City, yeah.
That means that 3 teams are coming from the AFC North. 3 of them.
Well,
He's counting them. He got 3 fingers.
Wait.
what about the AFC East with the Jets?
And the Jets. The Jets and the AFC North. Here's the Steelers. Here's what they got to do. Not finish last in the AFC North and not finish behind the Jets. I think Baltimore and Cincy are going to make
the
it.
Chargers, I would say.
Yeah.
You can't finish behind them.
Sure. But we agreed that it's only Kansas City from the AFC West.
So really, from here, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the NFL, you want the Steelers, of course, to win, to take care of business. And
Yes.
you're really looking at the Jets and the Chargers. You're looking every week for them to lose games.
And the rest of the AFC North.
In Cleveland.
Yeah, the rest of the AFC North. Right?
I mean, yeah, because Cleveland's still there at 4-3. They can still be an issue.
But if you're whittling it down, yes, I would say the two teams that I'm looking at the most as threatening the Steelers' playoff spot, and there's going to be one left, is the Jets and the Browns. That is right, Ron.
Breaking news out of Cleveland. Deshaun Watson going to start on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. No P.J. Walker this week.
Well, there's another loss for Cleveland.
At least to start. At least to start.
The Jets have become significant, Ron. Very significant to the Steelers.
They are.
Let's go
I
check
told you
their
that
schedule at
defense,
Tankathon, shall we?
That defense, and there's still people out there that believe Aaron Rodgers will come back.
The Jets are, I don't, do you?
No.
The Jets are a middle-of-the-road schedule the rest of the way. They've got, how many wins do they have,
They
Folsey?
just beat the football Giants 13-10 in one of the dog-ass games of the season.
I know, but they beat Philly.
I know.
4-3 they are.
Okay, 4-3. Patriots 5-3. Commanders 6-3. Raiders 7. Texans 8. Chargers 9. Falcons 10. That would get them to 10.
They're not going to win all those games.
But they also have the Browns, the Bills, and the Dolphins twice.
That Bills-Jets game could be significant.
What if the Jets get to 10? This is going to be a dogfight the rest of the way, isn't it, Folsey?
It's going to be a fight for that 7 spot.
Or the Steelers
and
could
a
still win
chance
the
to
division.
go to Cincinnati or somewhere to play.
Percent chance the
Baltimore.
Steelers win the division.
Well, what did we see? This 51% to make the playoffs if they won yesterday.
Yeah.
20-some percent if they lost last night.
Yep.
So that's to make the playoffs. That's not necessarily to win the division.
Yep.
I don't like their chances of winning the division. I still like Cincinnati. And I like Baltimore more, too.
What chance do you give them?
Puncher's chance, 25% maybe.
Yeah.
I was going to say 20.
I'm going to say about 40.
Really?
Yeah, which is still not a great chance.
That's pretty close to 50-50, though.
They're a half game back of the Ravens right now. A half game back. They're off to a 2-0 start in the division, and they have the easiest schedule. And
Aren't the Ravens 6-2?
Yes.
A game back,
Yeah.
A game back.
Okay.
They're one game back, and they've beaten the Ravens. They're
But the
2-0.
Ravens have theoretically, well, Seattle's at Baltimore this week. Who knows?
Well, the Ravens they're tied for the most difficult schedule in the league the rest of the way. That's just a fact. And the Steelers have one of the easiest. So they definitely have a puncher's chance. I wouldn't bet on it, but I couldn't be surprised. I couldn't be surprised. The Bengals are rolling all of a sudden, but man, I just read you their schedule, and they're off to an 0-2 start in the division. I would suggest to them that they win the rest of their divisional games. Would you, Ron?
Yeah.
And they got back-to-back.
And I think they're going to beat Buffalo this week.
So do I. And then they have Houston, and I think they'll beat them. But then guess what? They go to Baltimore on a short week on a Thursday night. That's going to be a hell of a game. And then
Is that Thanksgiving?
What day is Thanksgiving? This one's the 16th.
No, I think Thanksgiving's the next Thursday.
So you play a Thursday game at Baltimore, then the Steelers in your next game on Thanksgiving weekend, then at Jacksonville. You know, sometimes this is just a function of the schedule. That's going to be really hard for the Bengals just to sweep to the division title, even if they play well, because they put themselves in a hole in the division and overall at 1-3 and 0-2 in the division. Now they're starting to win. They look good.